Doug Lucas. I'm executive producer for the Walking Dead Adaption, and also play Douglas Jones in Walking Dead Adaption.
I'm Kirkland Johnston, and I played the almighty Randall Crane on the Walking Dead Adaption. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I think this is your first time not actually being Randall Crane
Yeah,
in front of a camera.
Yeah,
you being Kirkland instead of Randall, everyone's favorite character. Anyway, we're going to answer some questions. We didn't actually get a lot of people asking us questions. We got maybe one or two. So we made up our own questions to ask you, and hopefully that'll, you know, give you an example of like what we were hoping
what's
to
come, maybe
what's
next.
to come, and how we did certain things in the first 5 episodes. So we'll get into that because I got the questions right here. So our first question is actually given to us by someone who was anonymous. They didn't want us telling them who they were, but people wanted to, well, she wanted to know, I'll tell you it's a she, but she wanted to know, does any of our characters have a relationship either on or off camera? And I will answer that. As Doug Lucas, I am in a relationship. Douglas Jones, technically, my character is also in a relationship, but we don't really know that yet.
No.
Well, I mentioned it in episode 1. I was taking very beautiful girl to a dance, just to, you know, just enjoying myself. First time I'd actually been in the house in a while. My parents never really let me out of the house. But
you said you took somebody to a
prom, and we got separated, and we haven't heard from them since. But they might come back. Might. Who knows, right?
I don't know.
All right. So what about you?
Yeah, me myself. I'm personally dating someone special. She's totally awesome. Oh, thanks, beverages.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, she's amazing. I met her online. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as Randall goes, I don't know. Technically, almost the same. His character he was like talking to someone, and everything just happened, and I guess shit just fell apart.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember filming that scene. Alright, now this question comes from someone who's actually a really big fan of us, and I can actually say their name because I'm sure they'll love us too. And they're the Walking Dead guys. I've mentioned them before in my prop video that we did.
Round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause to them. You know, they work just as hard, I'm sure. They started their series over again, and it looks like it might actually be pretty good. Their camera angles are a little different, I noticed, when they put up their little teaser. But their question is, will Randall, Douglas, and Claire ever find some other good people or safe place? Because they're talking about what's going to happen. Like, they're asking us a question that's coming in the second half in episode 6 through 10, which isn't released yet, but the teaser trailer's up. So we don't.
I don't know. Like
I don't want to spoil too much, but I will say that the stuff that's coming up is pretty intense.
Yeah.
Well, I won't deny that.
I can say that they start to see maybe some light at the end of the tunnel, but near the end it
comes all crashing down.
Maybe, but you never know. There's always hope in the end.
Yeah, well, I don't know. What I want to say is we do come across new people. There's new characters, but we're not going to tell you if they're good or bad. We're just going to leave it at that. We meet some new characters. Really excited. It's fun working with them, but we're not going to spoil too much. We don't want to ruin everything for you, if you know what I mean. Now, question 3. This question is specifically for you.
Ooh.
How did you come up with the character Randall Crane? And we're talking like his name, his personality, and all that.
Oh God. Technically, season 2 of The Walking Dead, I got that Randall name from Randall, the guy that gets his leg like all messed up and that there. And technically, I got the last name Crane from Frasier, as in Frasier Crane. From the show Frasier. I don't know why, I just did. I just felt like total badass right there. OP.
What about your personality? Why did you pick Randall Crane to be, I guess, well, I don't know, I want to say, I guess the best way I could put it, pardon my French, is an asshole, I guess you could say, you know. He's got his good moments, but episode 1 and 2 in the beginning there, and a bit in episode 4 or 5, and like 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah, you start to see some light.
But like, why in episode 1 and 2 was he such a
Dick?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. To be honest, it's just... I always felt like... Well, I always wanted to become an actor and play such a bad character, and I feel like that Randall maybe has done it for me, because I feel a part of him, and I guess he feels a part of me. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Alright, well, I guess we can answer the next question, which I want you to ask, because it's specifically for me, and I think if I read it, it'll be kind of weird. So, the question number 4 there.
How did you come up with the character Douglas Jones?
How did I come up with the character Douglas Jones? Alright, so, quick story time here. When we did the Walking Dead Adaption, I technically was not showrunner. He and Samantha Moore, who plays Maisie in episode 1 and 2, we'll talk more about her in a short
round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause to her, yeah. She, him and her came up with the idea to do that. It was this actually started as a school project.
School project.
They asked me
to be a part of it.
And I said sure, and that's why I have that one quick scene in episode 1 there where I come in, you introduce my character, and then I disappear all of a sudden.
Which there's a story behind that.
Yeah, which is explained in episodes. It's kind of explained in episodes 3, 4, 5. Well, 4 and 5 a bit.
Yeah.
And then 6 is when we finally...
So maybe the second half we might see something.
Yeah, so... I had no intent... Like, when I went to film with them that day, that scene, I had no idea what it was going to look like. I had no... Not a clue. I just followed what they had in the script.
You were just there because you didn't edit it. You didn't.
No, I didn't edit it or anything. I didn't start editing until episode 3.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So when we were coming up with my character name, I remember just deciding to, even though my real name is Doug, we turned and said, why don't we just call your character Doug because it suits you, but change the last name. But you don't actually find out my last name is Jones until episode 3. So that's how my character's name came to be. And I kind of wanted my character, I noticed it actually now that I look back on episode 1 and 2, it kind of escalates a bit more in episode 3, 4, and 5. Because, 3, 4, and 5 we kind of worked harder on, I guess you can say. We had more time. But episode 1 and 2, I noticed that my character seemed to be in this deep depression kind of thing. He always seemed kind of down and was just kind of like, you would yell at me and I'd be like, whatever kind of thing.
Doug was the character that people didn't really like because he was just there, but you have a warm spot.
I guess. I don't know. I had no idea how I was going to play the character. As of right now, what we're filming now, my character has grown a lot.
And so is Randall.
It's kind of scary.
Wow, yeah.
I kind of wanted to go for that feel of he's scared, always, but knows how to keep calm under pressure. And survive. And he's smart, but he doesn't show it. That's what I wanted my character to be like. You can tell by watching the episodes that he's got that smart factor to him, in a way, but he hides it. Because it's kind of shown in episode 4 there when he shoots Eric but not Michael. He kind of has that, even though the world has gone to hell, he still wants to give anyone a chance. That's why he doesn't kill Michael. He lets him go. It's because he feels, even though those people did bad things, everyone deserves a chance in the world that they live in now. That's why his character's like that.
Which you can see his point too.
Yeah, I explained that a little bit in episode 5 as well.
Yeah.
I think all of us deserve a chance. So we'll go on to the next question now. This one, you could actually explain a little bit since it was more you and Samantha who did this, but why are the first 2 episodes way different from the rest of the series from episode 3 and onwards? So why are the first 2 episodes how they are, and then 3, 4, and 5 are kind of they kind of look upgraded? I kind of explained that.
Yeah, because you technically took over as showrunner and did the editing and all that software. Yeah. But technically, episodes 1, basically, we just threw out a character Randall, threw out a character Maisie, and they just come across a random character named Doug.
Which is me.
Yeah. So then, I guess, episode 1, you can just say it's kind of get to know the characters a bit. Then maybe episode 2, you kind of start to see that stuff starting to happen and start to escalate, but then by episode 3, 4, and 5, it's just BOOM!
Yeah.
It's
story, plot.
Yep.
All that stuff is kind of thrown
Yeah,
in because there was that year break in between episode 1 and 2, which we could actually explain our original episode 3 because when we finished episode 2, we started in episode 3.
We did do an episode 3, yes.
But we lost the files because of school. And what was the plan for episode 3 again?
We find Maisie and she is actually bit.
We find her and she's bit. We put her down, didn't we?
Yeah, Randall puts her down.
Randall puts her down, and it's kind of an emotional scene. And then I think you wanted to go back to the school and go to the third floor.
Go to the third floor.
And we find survivors.
Yeah.
But we were about halfway done filming that, and we lost everything. And then after that, I kind of went my separate ways. I moved away.
St. Mary's.
I moved away I moved to St. Mary's. I moved out of town, and I went...
Yeah, we kind of went our own paths.
Yeah, for like a year, and then you contacted me, actually. You contacted me, and we started talking again, and because you were talking about how, like, oh, I like the stuff you do on YouTube now, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we turned and said, you don't remember that Walking Dead Adaption thing we did? And then that's when we were like, we should come back to it. And then I remember the first weekend we started filming our episode 3 now. We went outside, it started raining, it was wet, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's do it.
We did it for them.
We did it for them. We did it for
all.
We did it for us too.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how.
Well, it's a good experience as well. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I think episode 3 is probably my second favorite episode.
Well, my favorite episode's got to be episode 10.
Oh, episode 10. Out of the episodes that exist right now,
okay,
what would be your favorite one?
Probably. Well, you got to go with 3 because we also introduced Claire, which is played by my sister Jen Hill. Round of applause to her.
Round of applause to her. Yeah, if it weren't for her, probably story wouldn't have been as.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but without her character
would have been takes us to. Technically, her character takes the show to a whole nother level.
Yeah, basically.
She just owns it.
Yep. So yeah, so what would your favorite episode be? My favorite episode personally is actually 4, but my second favorite would be 3. 4 is my favorite one. I like episode 4. Because of the fight scenes with you and Thomas. Twice.
Get up! No, buddy. No, man. No.
It's just well put together.
Well, technically, you got to admit all the episodes are good.
Oh, they're all good.
They have their good ways. But my favorite would have to be episode 5. The mid-season finale.
Mid-season.
When I first saw that, oh my god, bro.
When it was a little rushed. It was it was short, it was a little rushed. But we were doing that, I thought, let's do that to kind of wrap up that first half of the story. And then,
when we
come back with a new second half that takes place a couple weeks after 5.
It's gonna be better.
Well, probably. I think episode 7 and what we have of 7 and 8 are a little slow, and then it escalates all of a sudden by halfway through 8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we can't spoil too much about that. Anyway, next question here. Question 6, which we could both answer. Well, I might be able to answer one part of it better than you because it's a 2-part question. But excuse me. Whatever happened to Maisie, and why did Claire come in after she went missing?
Well, end of episode 2, all we see is Doug and Randall going to get firewood.
We go and get firewood, and she's gone.
She just disappears.
It's not a big forest, Doug. I'm sure she's got here around here somewhere.
Oh shit, Randall!
Yo!
Her bag's gone.
Her bag?
And her bow. Yeah, but then I thought, why isn't she in episode 3? Why haven't we seen her since?
Yeah.
That's the kind of question I'm sure a lot of people are curious. It's like, how come in episode 2 Maisie just vanishes without a trace and isn't there anymore? And then all of a sudden Claire steps in. So basically, I'll explain why Maisie's character, character, isn't in episode 3. Samantha Moore, who plays Maisie in 1 and 2. Was kind of unable to come back. We contacted her. She wanted to, but she's really busy with college and university. She's going off and trying to get into there. So she wanted to, come back and play Maisie in episode 3, but she couldn't. So we had to completely, you know, I wouldn't say, well, I guess technically we had to scrap what we originally had for 3.
Mm-hmm.
We had to rewrite 3 and
think of new material.
Think of new material, yeah. And then I've always wanted a female character. So when Maisie vanishes for episode 3, we brought in your sister, which
Claire.
I remember her saying how she wanted to be
Yeah.
in it. So we brought her into it.
Technically, Claire's character originally was supposed to be in episode 2.
Was she?
Yep, because she was supposed, like, you know how where
See, I didn't know that.
Doug and Randall take off to go find firewood, and then you see that one scene where Randall is aiming the gun at Doug.
Yeah.
And yeah, Claire was supposed to come out and be like, no, don't do it.
Oh, and kind of be like, just be like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, yeah, I
that was
remember.
the original plan for Claire Murphy.
But she couldn't
Be there.
be there for that. Yeah, I remember. I guess we can both answer this question too. Are the prop weapons you use heavy, and how did we get them?
Well, the only gun that's heavy would be, I think, would be Doug's sniper rifle.
The sniper rifle, well, that they don't actually technically know, but it's in the teaser trailer. But in the second half, Doug, my character, gets a new weapon. It's a sniper rifle. It looks like an R700 kind of thing. That thing is kind of heavy. The one pistol that I used in the first half of the season,
It's kind of heavy.
it's got some weight to it.
The Magnum's not
decent.
bad.
And where did we get them, actually? Courtesy of Thomas Lundgren Patey there. He's the one who goes out and buys our prop weapons for us.
And he plays
Eric, which is one of the brothers in episode 4.
Palestinian.
And he's coming back to play a new character in the second half. Right? So, not going to say who, but he comes back. He
I'm
said,
not looking forward to this.
he turned and said, I want to play a new character, and I want to be a major character. I just don't want to be killed off like that, because we have a bad habit of killing Tom off in our movie, and specifically my movies, technically on my YouTube channel, that he dies in all of them. So he turned and said, I want to be a character that's big and doesn't actually die in the first episode or 2. So he's coming back to play a big character in the second half, episodes 6 through 10. And I'm really excited for that. We've already actually had the chance to film. I have, actually. I don't think you have. I don't think you've actually worked with him yet, filming yet. So that's going to be fun. So, he's the one who gets our prop weapons for us, because he's got the money to do it, where we don't. And, yeah, the prop weapons aren't actually that heavy. They're not really that heavy. It's just, they're bulky. Getting them from destination to destination.
From point A to point B.
Yeah, carrying a big bag. It's ridiculous. Now we can both answer this question too. This is, what is your favorite thing about filming the show?
Oh.
Do you want to go
I
first?
personally would have to say all the stunts I've done.
Oh yeah.
All the stunts I've done. Episode 1, accidentally falling in the snow. Episode 2, going down the hill.
What? Oh, fuck!
Those were both by accident.
Unintentional.
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 Didn't actually mean to fall.
Nope. Then episode 3, Randall didn't really
do one. I had the one where I actually, it was off camera, the scene where I get shot in the leg and fall into the mud. Not again!
Oh,
there was a scene before that where I actually tried, when we were running, and before it cuts to the part where I fall, when we were running, the camera stopped, but we kept running so that way in the shot I could cut it and edit it. And I remember jumping, and my foot, because it was muddy, my foot hit the mud like this. And so I flew forward and face planted into the dirt and mud. It was on my face, it was on my arms, and I just turned, everyone was laughing, I just turned let's just go with it. So when we film the next shot, if you look closely, I'm covered in mud already, but then I already fell in the mud there. So I had my big spill there, which was a lot of fun, I won't lie. Episode 4, that's...
I also take another spill, I get thrown into sticks.
No. You get thrown into that.
I do a little hot.
Yeah, that Thomas man.
Yeah. Derek's.
Derek, yeah. His character's name, well, yeah, Derek, his character, played by Thomas Paula. Yeah, round of applause to him. He's on the road right now. We'll actually talk about him a bit more, too. There's a question in here, I think, that talks about something that we could talk about with him, specifically. But yeah, so that, I remember filming that. I filmed that.
Good times.
There was also the scene where you were on the front deck fighting with him, too. You fought him twice in an episode.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You fought him there, and there was actually a mistake. You can actually see it. We used it in the final shot where you tackle him.
Yeah,
you actually tackle him, and the gun flies out of your hand and hits the wall and breaks.
Yep.
You fucking asshole.
Well, we fixed it, but it hit the wall and kind of broke.
Loud, like,
you can hear like a clicking sound.
Yeah.
It sounds like plastic hitting the ground, and it's
That
actually
it.
the gun falling. And yeah, I remember that. And what about 5? I guess same with Nick.
Nope, because from what I can remember, Randall, when he jumps from that one log to the thing to where Claire is, where he tells Claire you might want to take this, like the gun. You might want to take this. Okay. Yeah, I think, well, technically episode 5, Randall is at the point where you can say he's better about himself. He's more comfortable around the group he's in, like Doug and Claire.
Yeah.
And he's starting to, like, open up. But then it's just like...
All of a sudden, Michael comes back.
It's a no.
What do you mean a no?
Because... Well, like you just said, Michael comes
back and
fucks shit up.
So yeah, well, your favorite thing was all the stunts you did. My favorite thing about filming was probably I wouldn't actually say the filming itself. I guess filming with not to be honest with you, filming when we did the scene in episode 4 in here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's my favorite thing about filming is being when there's more than like just 2 or 3 people. It's a big group of people. Like when we were in here with Nick and Tom and
everybody.
Jen, we were all filming that scene where
yeah.
Claire is tied up and you're getting in a fight with Nick and I shoot Eric in episode 4.
That was fun.
That scene,
you're taking everybody's ideas. You look at the script and be like, okay,
so we got to follow this. But what
this.
can we do to make it better as we film it? And it's just the whole thing of like, my favorite thing actually, I won't deny it, is the improv that we do.
Mm-hmm.
We write a script, but then
outline.
we don't actually follow word for word. We kind of improvise our, what we say, if you haven't noticed. Because you can notice in some of the shots. But that's okay. But yeah, so mine is the improv. I like doing the improv and, you know, saying something and seeing how that person's going to react to what you say. Right? Anyway... Question 9 here is actually going to probably be a fun question. Is there anything you could do differently to change the series? For example, certain scenes or episodes.
Well, look at Doug in episode 1 when he goes to shoot himself. He shoots the zombie.
He shoots the zombie.
What would happen if Doug were to kill himself right there?
Well, obviously he wouldn't be in episode 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
What would the series be like? That's the question.
It'd be different.
It'd be
totally
way different.
Completely different. So
Michael would be dead in episode 4.
Yeah, Randall wouldn't have done whatever he did, and things just went downhill, I guess.
Yeah, no shit. For me, I remember originally we were going to have Thomas Pauli survive, like not die in episode 5. And he was going to play a major character. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and he was supposed to come with our group.
Yeah, but he was going on the road, so we had to kill him. So, I was actually kind of sad about that.
Yeah.
Because of the fact of...
he's a great person.
Yeah, he's fun to work with in episode 4 and 5, but we kind of had to. So we'll get to the final question here. What are your plans after you are finished all 10 episodes?
What was your plans?
What is my plan? I might be working on a different series with Nick and Tom. we plan to restart Last on Earth. Hopefully. I'd like to, and we're going to actually follow more or less a book that I wrote, which you will probably come back as a character in that. You'll play an all-new character.
Nice.
You won't be Randall Crane, you'll be someone else. We'll all be playing someone else, because Nick Tom and I decided that we should come back. So that's hopefully what we're going to do
After Walking Dead and Lost on Earth.
What are we going to do after the Walking Dead Adaption and Last on Earth? We might come back and do more Walking Dead Adaption. Who knows, right?
It all depends what you fans want and what happens at the end of episode 10. Basically, right?
Yeah.
How it ends?
Yeah.
How our season 1 ends?
Yeah. We'll call it series because we don't know if we're going to come back for season 2 yet. I would like to eventually. Maybe not right away. We'll give it a break and then come back.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that does sound good. I'm really excited, actually. I can't wait to start working on the next series after Walking Dead Adaption.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we'll wrap it up here before the time gets too long.
Yeah.
That, and I think we have company, so... Alright, so we'll have to go now, so I guess this is signing off now.
Yeah,
We'll see you in episode 6.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so...
Kirkland Johnson played Randall Crane.
And Doug Lucas played Douglas Jones, and executive producer.
Nice.
Yeah, our company's here now. We gotta go.
Our company.